Hello and welcome back to Al's Anime Reviews. Today is Trinity Blood. Trinity Blood is a show that throws us into a gothic future that may have been invented when Tim Burton and Anita Blake spent an awkward night together and she suddenly realized he wasn't getting it up and killed him and sucked his blood dry. Sorry, there was an analogy there somewhere, but I got too distracted by the prospect of killing Tim Burton and having Anita Blake go to prison that I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, Trinity Blood follows Father Abel Nightroad in his adventures working for the Vatican Special Ops Unit. We find out quickly that he is actually a vampire that feeds on the blood of other vampires. This leads to many morality questions later on in the series. We meet a number of other characters and all are very interesting in their own way. In fact, all of them are probably more interesting than the main character. I noticed something very odd after the first couple episodes. Our main hero is a dim-witted man that holds a secret power, is much older and very different from those around him, wishes to be accepted by humans, is in an eternal conflict with his brother, and has made a promise to a lost love to never kill. Wait a minute. This is a Vash clone! Father Nightroad is just Vash if he decided to become a priest instead of a pervy gunfighter. And I somehow seem to be the only one that noticed this. It was kind of like going to a Bruno concert and saying, hey, isn't that the guy from Die Hard, and nobody paying any attention to you. Granted, everything else was pretty original, but it felt like the creators had just run out of ideas when it came to the main character and thought it would be best to copy and paste Vash fighting vampires. But doing this raised a few plot holes that just kept nagging at me like a kitten with a sniper rifle. Father Abel kills on occasion, despite having a vow not to kill people. So what, does Father Abel suddenly have a lapse of memory whenever it becomes relevant to the convoluted plot to continue? That's right, ripping off somebody else tremendously hurt their own series. So then why did they do it? For shits and giggles? What's wrong with these people? I seriously want to hit them. The main plot involves us in a sordid world of vampire and church politics. This actually holds my attention. It seems Abel's job is to keep the peace between the two, and gets into a number of adventures trying to do this. On the surface this works, and there is no reason why such a deep and involving story shouldn't be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Instead, it works like my 360 and red rings whenever I start to have faith in it. This is a pain in the ass. There are too many holes in the plot. The main character is annoying, and the second one might as well shoot herself in the face with all the useful things she does. I want to learn more about the side characters. They were all really cool, and I understood what the hell they were doing. The animation is incredible. I have never seen any anime besides Miyazaki's match such a beautiful level. Every street corner and minor character seems fully detailed in a way I was surprised to notice. For that reason alone, you should watch this series. But really though, I couldn't find a reason to like it or dislike it. The characters are great, and I love them all, especially with Greg Ayres playing the Pope and Hilary Hagg playing the Empress of Vampires. But I drifted too easy and found myself rewinding and having to rewatch scenes because I had lost attention. Perhaps it required a greater mind or a lesser mind to accept everything and move on. The plot was either too complicated or too simple, I can't decide. That is a bad sign. It means you fucked up and time to go back to the drawing board. The voice acting was another thing I thought was brilliant. The cast was spot on perfect. It just fucking worked. The music matched the animation style and was just as good. Action sequences were able to hold my attention and were beautiful just like everything else. It would have been a great anime if not for the fucking plot. I can throw out the Vash clone stuff and easily forgive it, but it never caught me and I felt like it was jerking off onto me while my back was turned. The end of the series actually seemed a lot cooler, with Abel taking on a young vampire assistant to travel with him. Badass! This team would wreak havoc, kick ass, and take names when they felt like it. However, upon retrospect, we all already know what would happen if a priest went on a retreat with a soft-skinned young boy. For being a beautiful anime and styled in a way that was new and inviting, but for having a plot that just wouldn't let me get my head around it, Trinity Blood gets a 3 out of 5.